So in the last video, we maybe unzipped the file, we explored it, we pre-processed it, and we uploaded our final maybe images to which were converted to record IO. The extension was .rec. This was the extension. So what we did, we have we have done all of this process. Okay, so everything is inside record.io folder over here. Okay, so now what is up next now? So first, what I will do, we have only unzipped the file, I guess, on this. So what I am trying to do is I am trying to maybe rename it so that that will be easy for you to maybe follow along. Okay, so what we have done, we have unzipped the file, we have explored and the pre-processing image. Okay, so this is not pre-processing. We have only downloaded image dot rec image to rec. We can say script, which is converting our images to record.io format. Okay, so let's do one thing. I will put this up to here only. Okay, this is the first thing which we did, and after that I have to rename this thing, and again I'll put it one, but I will give it name of pre-processing uploading images. Uh, 2 can write here to S3. Okay, now maybe you can relate uh, in a better way. Okay, so that's the thing. Then I have to give it maybe 2. That will work fine, I guess. Okay, so that's the thing. I would have done it in the backgrounds, but again, just to make sure that you will understand everything, because as this project will increase, uh, I'm telling you, it will become a lot more complex to understand. Okay, so what from here you have to do is we have saved the record.io files, which are maybe required by mxnet, which we can use the inbuilt version in SageMaker. So then for for using built-in algorithms, we have to first configure the algorithm using the we can say AWS SDK for Python. Okay. So what I will do, I will first take one new notebook, and maybe I will choose one kernel from here that will be called the mxnet, maybe mxnet latest 3.6. Let's go with conda mxnet 36. Okay, just I'm taking one more maybe notebook, and I will rename it with maybe what we are doing is we are configuring the we can say algorithm. Okay, we are configuring it to use maybe uh, this low level AWS SDK for Python. Okay, so what I can write is how to relate it. Okay, I can say configuring using low level, you can say AWS Python SDK. This is nothing but development toolkit. Okay, SDK and that tool, that Python SDK. Okay. So just I have clicked on the name. So first thing here, what I just I will zoom it a bit. Okay. So first thing will be to configure images. To configure built-in images for maybe classification. algorithm inside SageMaker. Okay. So SageMaker we know, so I'm not writing it. So we are configuring built-in image classification algorithm. Okay. And using what we are using for this configuration. For this configuration, we are using low-level AWS HDK for Python. Okay. And what kernel we are using? The kernel we are using is Conda MXNet P36. We need not to maybe uh, bother about MXNet now. This is pre-installed. Okay. So I will import some of the yeah, important libraries. Okay. Just import time, import Bota 3. Why Bota 3? So it is a Python client for AWS and SageMaker. Okay. So and SageMaker and Python libraries. Okay. So basically this is a Python client. Okay. So from SageMaker I have to take get execution role and from again from SageMaker dot Amazon dot Amazon estimators estimators. I have to take the estimators and from there I have to import uh, get image URIs. Okay, so that's the thing. Let's run it and see if there is some error or we are going maybe we are going fine or not. Okay. uh so no module name sagemaker sagemaker. Okay, so executed fine. So let's create some of the variable. So what I am doing is I will not write it from now. Okay, it is taking much time. So what I am doing is I am creating some variables for configuring hyperparameters. Okay, so some variable will be number of classes. So as this is a maybe there will be two classes, cancer or no cancer, 0 or 1. So number of classes will be 2. Then I will say number of training samples, and that will be maybe how much training sample we can have. That is 14 615. Now you might be thinking how I got this number. So you have to go to home. Okay, go to home and inside here for maybe test train. Okay, images train.lst. Go inside it and here maybe uh, see how many rows are there. So there are, maybe I will put it down. I will go to the footers and there are 14617 rows. Okay, so that's the that number of rows are there, 14617. Okay, so this is how I came to this 14615 point. Okay, and oh sorry, 14 that must be, I guess, yes, 17. Yeah, then number of layers you can say, number of layers, and we will take maybe three number of layers, and then mini batch size. You need not to, what I am telling you is you need not to maybe mm, get into all this code. Okay, because the main aim, don't forget the main aim. The main aim is to maybe understand what will be like what is the flow, how to work with the SageMaker. Okay, and how it is helping us. Okay, so that's the main aim. So you need to understand the flow so that you can use this flow and these code for other maybe for other use cases. Okay. So the image shape is 350 by 50. This is the image shape and this is the channel. And after that, maybe I will go for augmentation. You might be thinking, what is the use of augmentation? Yeah, augmentation type. You might be thinking, what is the use of augmentation? I'm cropping it. Crop, color transform. Okay, you might be thinking, what is the use of augmentation? So come over here, home. Now you can see image train LST. Okay, so these are the number of again these are the number of training images. Okay, so we are having, I showed you, maybe I will show you again just to make sure you will understand the concept. So there are 14617 training images, and I will cross it. This was the training images. Then I will go to images test LST and see there is a big class difference between 1 and 0 images. Okay, so we are having cancerous images, we are having less. The images which are having cancer in them, they are very less, and the images which don't have cancer in them, they are very they are their count is much. Okay, so if I'll go to cancer detection images, then uh, if I'll try to show you from here, 14662 items for 0, and for 1 we are having only 3610 items. Okay, so there is certainly a class imbalance. So what I will do, we will do augmentation, and we will crop the color transform, so that it will help maybe to upgrade some of the images. Okay, so basically it will what it will do, it will maybe work with that class well imbalance. Okay, and it will balance the classes. Then we have epochs, that is 3. Then we have learning rate, and maybe learning rate will be 0.02 or maybe 0.1. And then are we using pre-trained model? uh yeah, so use pre-trained model equals 1. uh Equal 1 means I am enabling transfer learning. Okay, so pre-trained model 1, that is yes, transfer learning can be used. So I am running it too. So uh, no worries. We have uh, uh, so here what I can say is we are performing image augmentation. Okay. So why? Because we have imbalanced data set, and maybe image augmentation will help us to work with it. Okay. And how to maybe get these all hyperparameters, or you must be thinking, how I am knowing uh, all these hyperparameters do exist. Okay, so if you are really curious, or if you want to know that, so you need to simply go to one of the links that will be maybe sagemaker latest uh, DGIC hyperparameter.html. You have to go to this docs. Okay, here in these docs, uh, you have to go inside hyperparameter. What we are doing is, we are image classification hyperparameter. These are the image classification hyperparameters. We are searching for it. So the parameter name is num classes. So we will come over here, that is num classes. Okay, so I have taken some of the parameters from here. So you by yourself can go through all of these, and maybe if you want to increase or decrease the parameter, you can play with them. Okay, so what I am not betting on is these are the best value for the parameter, I cannot say, because my uh, focus is to maybe show you uh, how to maybe use a flow, or maybe how to apply things in real life. So I cannot work with everything. Okay, now our task is from here is to create unique job name. Okay, so we have to create some unique job name. So these unique job name will be used when we train the model. Okay, so when we will be configuring the model, then these unique job name will be useful. Okay, you can maybe find out for a particular job, you can give a job name, and you can find out those job names while you are training your model. Okay, so the model is cancer, it is inside cancer detection. Huh? So why I'm using this? I'm using this for the prefix. Okay, so you will get it when I will maybe write the whole code, and then from here I will take the timestamp. So I cannot write different maybe what we can say. What I can say, different name for different file. So what I am doing is I am giving a timestamp to every name, so that based on timestamp that name will be different. Okay, so that's the analogy which I am using over here. So right now what I am doing is I am maybe walking through my mind and what maybe a machine learning engineer or data scientist will do when we will get some problem like this. Okay, so now we are grand meridian time. We are accessing, and the format is maybe hours, minutes, seconds, year, months, and day. Okay, that's the format. Okay, so what I will do, I will maybe concatenate it, and I will concatenate into a job name. Okay, job name variable. Then job name prefix I will take from here. Okay, and I will maybe put it in front of timestamp. Okay, so this code executed. uh, Now what I will do, I will specify input path. Okay, for this job. Okay, just I have to give it an input path. Okay, so what I will do, I will maybe point out S3 bucket we have to work with. Okay, and uh, uh, so what I have to do, simply I have to point out this S3 bucket. We have to work with this S3 bucket. We have made this S3 bucket pre in our past videos, no? So we have to, maybe I have to work with it, then I have to point it out. Okay, uh, this is how I will tell, like this is the bucket we will be working with. Okay, so this is the bucket name. As you can see from here, this is the bucket name. Says sagemaker data mb. And then after that, what I can do is I can again, I am putting this as a prefix. Okay, input prefix. So wheresoever the input file will be stored, this is location where record IO file are. Okay, so let's see, input prefix. So cancer detection slash input slash record IO. Okay, this is where the input files are, I guess. Okay, so cancer detection input and record IO. Okay, this is the input prefix I will add somewhere. This is input, and again inside this input you will maybe find the same thing, record IO. Okay, so that's the thing, input and record IO thing. Okay, from here I will do, this is the prefix thing which I'll use. This is the bucket which I want to say, like this is the bucket uh, uh, which will save all of our input and output data, and which will be maybe useful to make APIs from here. Then now what I have to do, I have to maybe uh, define a full S3 path for train and test dataset. Okay, so I am defining it. So I have to give a full path. So that will be S3, then these things, then these things, then train, and then after that format. You can use as a string too. I'm using format. You might be thinking it is very old, but okay, I'm okay with it. You can use app string, and if you really want to use app string, you can use seriously, you can use app string like this. Write f over here, and wheresoever you want to write like this, and put this bucket inside here. Okay, so your code will look like this, something like this, like this. Okay, so then you will maybe put backslash over here, then like this. Then again here you can put I guess input underscore prefix. Yeah, like this. Okay, you can do like this, but again I am following the old convention. You can follow the new convention. Until or unless the code is running, we both are fine. Okay, no problem. This is input train. This will be input test, I guess. Uh, yeah, test, and after that the format will be same. Bucket. The bucket is sagemaker data MB. You can directly put it over here, but okay. This is a good convention to work with, and then this is input prefix. Again, you can put this prefix over here, but yeah. Uh, then I will maybe run it up. So what I have done, what is this? This is specifying input path for the job. So this is the input path for the job. Okay, this is the input path for the job. Why this is the input path? How to relate it? So inside cancer detection, we are inside the input folder. Okay, so you will get the input from these folders. This is what we are trying to say. Okay, so because if I'll go into record IO, there will be a train and test, and inside this there will be .rec extension uh, file. Okay, so this is having all the records, 20.1 .1 MB. Okay, so this is having all the records. That's why we are saying this is the input file. Okay, so uh, jargon will be specifying input path for the job, and just I have given you the intuition. What is what is the crux behind the jargon. Okay, then this is the input, and then we have to specify the output path. Okay, then again what you have to do is uh, you have to determine the output prefix. So I will maybe write it output prefix, and cancel detection, and there is no record IO. And now what I am doing is I am writing here output. Okay, yeah, output, yeah, that will work. And then we are having some output path, so let's write it by ourselves. Output path, output path, and after that again same thing we have to do. We have to give it a full path, and let's see how it goes. Then I will show you what different things are happening here in SageMaker. Okay, so let me take you here inside cancer detection folder, and here you can see we are having input only. Okay, so here we are making output too. So let's say format, then we have bucket, and then we have, okay, yeah, we can take bucket over here, and then I have defined the bucket over here. Okay, so it will take its string from this bucket, and then we can use the output prefix. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. So I have done this. Again, it will reflect back up after some time. Okay, so up till then I will maybe try to configure training instances. Okay, so we have for the job, we have defined the job, we have given different name to the job, we have defined the hyperparameters by ourselves, and then we have defined the maybe the we have specified the input path for the job, we have been specified output path for the job. uh, so input path means from where we will take the data. Output path means for where we will save our results. Okay, that's the crux. So now our job now, from here what I have to do, I have to configure training instances. Okay, then for configuring training instances, one thing you have to always keep in your head is you have to keep pricing in your head. Okay, why to keep pricing in your head, I will maybe explain you. uh, so first I will configure training instances. Okay, so instance count. First you need to tell how many instances you will use. Okay, so if I will put this instance count to maybe more than one, so it will be used for maybe it will be used for training. But if I will put it maybe more than one, so what will happen, you might be thinking. So it will enable distributed training. Okay, so right now we don't require distributed training. Then I'm putting instance count as one, and then I will say instance type, and instance type I will say Now to select the instance type, you because we will use this, we are configuring training instances. Okay, so while the model will maybe while you will training your model, then this will be used. Okay, and for this you have to understand one thing, that is the SageMaker pricing. Okay, so you can go to this address, that is Amazon aws.amazon.com/sagemaker/pricing. Okay. Here in pricing you can check for, maybe you can come down, and this is the studio notebook, and then you can search for other things, best transfer, serverless inferences, and everything. Uh, Here you need to understand how much price you will be paying. Okay. So what I am doing over here is, instance type I will choose ML. Let's see, uh, ML T3 large. Okay, why I am choosing ML T3 medium? Okay, or maybe why I'm not choosing ML M5 16x large? Why I'm not choosing all these blindly? First you have to come up over here is, uh, MLT3 medium instance is available for 250 hours free. Okay. Then you have MLT2 medium instance. Then you have MLT3 medium instance on demand notebook. Okay. So MLT3 medium instance is for free. MLT3 medium instance. So what I am doing is, I will copy it from here, and I'll paste it maybe from up here. Okay. So we will use MLT3 medium instance for training. Okay. So then we have one more option, that is volume size. Okay. Then we have volume size, and this always comes in GBs. Okay. Uh, so again, I will go to Amazon SageMaker pricing. So the volume, that is the memory. Memory it can provide us of 4 GBs, but what I am doing is, I am using only 2 GBs. Okay, because I think I have reduced the data significantly to a very lower amount. So we will 2 GB will be more than enough. Okay, then I am running it. Then what I will do from here is, uh, we have to get the execution role, and we have to we have to get training image URI for image classification. Okay, which we have to do. Okay, so what SageMaker does is, SageMaker execution role go for IAM role. Okay, so uh, which I guess you have remember, we have made IAM role. Previously we have made it. Okay, that's why if I'll go to Amazon SageMaker, and this is the IAM user which I'm using. Okay, which is having some of the maybe what we can say, admin level privileges. Okay, so first we have to get the execution role. Okay, so for that we use get execution role, and after that you have to, maybe now I will write training image equals to get images URI, and then I will use Boto 3. Okay, then session, then from Boto 3 session, and after that I'm collecting the region name, uh, the region name, and then after that image class. Okay, now I can understand classification, image classification. Okay. So what is this, what this code is all about? Okay, so what we are doing over here is, we are trying to get the URI of training image. Okay, uh, so this URI will be used in training model. Okay, so and that's the thing. Now I will run it maybe. Okay, the method got image URL has been renamed in SageMaker 3. So it's just a warning, you need to maybe bother about it. Okay, so just leave it the way it is, or maybe go to this link and change this thing. Okay, no issues. If you don't want to do that, like I don't want to do that, don't do it. It will work. Okay. Then this training image is just an what is this training image? This is just an Docker image that contain all necessary code. Now you might be thinking, what is a Docker image? Don't get into that. Just understand this is a Docker image, and that will contain all necessary codes, libraries, frameworks that will be used while training. Okay. Then if I'll talk more about this botto3 dot session dot region underscore name. So this is the region where we are working. Okay. So if I'll go over here, it will collect Mumbai, and it will not collect to be precisely Mumbai. It will collect AP South 1. Okay. So that will be the region it will collect. And you might be thinking, what is this image classification then? This is name of repository where image is stored. Okay. So to find a repo name, maybe you might be thinking how I find this repo name. Okay. So uh, under the training image you can find them, but again you might be thinking like where you will get those training image and stuff. So no worries. What you have to do is you simply have to go to this link, that is the image classification AP South 1 title. Okay. So if I'll click this for you. So what you are doing in image classification algorithms, you are inside Asia Pacific region, because you are by default inside this. Not by default, you have choose Mumbai region, that is Asia Pacific Mumbai AP South 1 region. You are launching everything there. Okay. So you have to select Asia Pacific over here. Okay. And now again what you can do is come up over here and image classification. So what we are doing, we are using image classification now. We have to classify either there is cancer or not in the image. Okay. So neo image classification algorithm. So here you can use the framework of image classification. Okay. Then we have mxnet DLC, everything we are having over here. Okay. So image classification new you can use, or you can use image classification. So we have used image classification only. Okay. So that's the thing. Okay. I guess everything is clear up till now. uh, so now we have to give it uh, maybe your time, training time. Okay. Train time, train, or I will say train timeout. Okay. So train timeout, I am giving it of 3600. So what is this 3600? This is approx 1 hour. Okay. Why? Because this is like this is the time when sagemaker will terminate job regardless of its current status. Okay. So either the job is maybe done, or if it's done then it's killed. Otherwise, if maybe you are in between the process, so maybe what you can do is you can kill it. Okay. SageMaker will kill it for you. Okay. So it is in seconds. Okay. This is what I want to tell you. So train timeout is in seconds. So 3600 seconds is approx 1 hour, or I will say, yeah, precisely 1 hour. Okay. So again I have to write some more code using maybe a low level AWS SDK for Python. And what will happen is these are all the training parameters, and these all training parameters will be used while training. Okay. So if you will provide training job name in algorithm section, you have to give the training image URI, that is the training image, and you have to set training input mode to pipe. Okay. So that you can use mxnet pipe feature. Okay. Which I have given you in notes somewhere, that maybe if I'll get back over here and I will try to show you some of the notes. What is the use of using a maybe using a inbuilt algorithm. So I gave you one of the point over here is that you can use the pipe mode in the production environment in real time. So that will help you. So I'll show you how to use the pipe mode. Okay. And how to maybe make training parameters, how to uh, maybe put them over here. Okay. So let's get back to the work. Then I'm writing here training params, that is training parameters. Okay. So I guess you have not forgot that we are using record.io format, that is .rec. Okay. So we can take some advantage of pipe mode. Okay. So because record.io this work with maybe more better with this pipe mode works better with record.io format. Okay. So we have to make a big dictionary which will have all the specification to train this kind of model. Okay. So this is that dictionary. So I'm making it. Let's say then I will first give the training job name. Okay. So training job name, and I am giving it job name because I have given so I'm showing you in the starting from where we are taking everything. Then you have to maybe understand it by yourself. Okay. So the job name, I am specifying this hyperparameter training job name. I am assigning it a name of job name, and that job name is job name prefix, that is cancel detection plus a timestamp. Okay. So that's the thing. This is how I am providing it. Okay. Now I cannot maybe go through every line of code because that will take again a lot of time and effort. Okay. So so for effort, I can give effort, but we are short on time too because we have a lot plethora of code to maybe go through and see. Okay. So uh, let's see. I will try to explain you. Uh, but I cannot promise you that I can maybe walk you through all the code. Okay. But yeah, I'm trying my level best to maybe explain you in this limited time. Okay. So this is the training image, and after that maybe training input mode I will go with training input mode. And then maybe it is taking a lot of space, so let's enter it training input mode. And for that we are using pipe. Here we are using pipe, as you can see. For training input mode we are using pipe now. Okay. So that's the utilization of pipe. So if you will ask me what is the training image, so for training image uh, we are first I will tell you we are giving a special specification to the algorithms, and we are telling the algorithm that training image is this training image. Okay. Where we are getting the session region, that is Mumbai, and image classification we are using. Okay. So I have told you from where we took this image classification. Okay. Then we are for maybe for algorithm specification we are telling it the mode is pipe mode. Okay. So it will be much lighter for our application to run, and its efficiency will be good. Okay. So uh, again what I can say is I cannot emphasize much on the fact that please go through all the code and maybe try to understand what every line of code is maybe trying to uh, convey, or maybe trying to do this uh, a big chunk of file. Okay. So for configurations, for resource configuration, what I can say is, because for we have to decide what kind of resource it will use. Okay. In this I can say I can give it instance count. Okay. So instance count, that will be instance count, that will come from the instance count, that is from here, that is 1. Okay. So instance count, then I can specify the instance uh, type. Okay. Then I can configure the instance type, and it will go to instance type. Okay. And after that I can go to we are taking that instance type from here. Okay. And after that what I can do, Instance count I have done, instance type I have done, then volume size. Yeah, then we have to go for, maybe I will do it like this. Okay, then I will go for volume size in GB. Okay, and maybe I will put here this thing. Okay, so I am maybe trying to convey every line of code, and it is a big code, so let's see. uh, I have to skip some of the part maybe, but input data config, uh, input data config, then after, wait, so these are the data configurations. Okay, so in data configuration, we give the channel name. Okay, so by channel name, you need to understand it. It's a jargon, but the crux it, you need to decide whether that will be the training or the validation thing. Okay, so if I'll maybe go like this, so I will give it a channel name. So there are a lot of jargon, but what you have to understand is what is the crux, what that jargon is trying to depict out of it. Okay, or what is the functional use of that jargon. That's the this is what you need to understand. Then I have to go with data sources. So data sources, I guess the name maybe reflects back everything. But again, if you want an explanation, so where your data is. Okay, what are your sources of data? So this is S3 data source, as you know. There can be some maybe typing mistakes and stuff, so you need to see them because I am explaining the code. Then again, I have to maybe write it. So there can be some error, so just make sure to uh, maybe correct them by yourself. Okay, because there can be some spell maybe bouncing here and there. Okay, so what we have done in input data configuration, we have asked it for the channel, and we are saying it this is the training channel, and by this we mean we are working on the training thing. And in data source we are telling it that, yeah, we are using S3 data source, and inside S3 data source we are telling it that S3, this will be again, that's why I was thinking what is happening. Inside S3 data sources we are giving it as S3 data type. No, we have to get it S3 data type. Yeah, and in S3 data type we have to tell it that this is S3 prefix. Now I cannot explain everything what is S3 prefix and stuff. Some of the stuff you have to maybe Google by yourself. Okay, I cannot maybe explain everything. Then we have to go with S3 URIs. Let me put some enter over here so that everything will look good. Okay, then we can go with S3 URI, and in S3 URI we can define that S3 URI is maybe inside input train. Okay, and what is input train? Input train is this. Okay, this is input train. That is sagemaker data MB cancel detection input record IO. It will take training file from there. Okay, so that's the input S3 URI. Okay, maybe you are able to relate. Uh, uh, and then after that, if I'll go to S3, wait, it comes up like S3 data, maybe distribution. uh, what is the S3 data distribution type, and then here you have to say like it will be fully replicated type. Okay. So because you have to fully replicate it. Okay, and That's all for the so what we have done, we have specified the training job name, and then we specified the, maybe I will put it over here, algorithm specifications. Okay, and after specifying the okay, let me do it like this. Maybe this is yeah. Then algorithm specifications, then we came to role and then we configure some of the resources, then we said like these are the input data configurations. Okay, and after that we specify some of the input data configurations, and after that we need to understand what is the content and this stuff. Okay, so I will maybe go over here because that's the closing point for this, and I'll put one comma over here, and oh, then it will go for content with content type. Okay. Again, I will say uh, this is a homework for you. Just understand what is the content type. Why I am writing here X record IO record IO. Okay. Just I have given you like we converted everything into record IO because that was a good format to work on. Now I am saying it content type is application X record IO, so you need to understand it what I am saying. Okay, so if you are not understanding it, then maybe try to get understand the code. Okay, and try to understand what we are doing. Then compression type, because we are not compressing anything. We want the thing the way it is. So that's the thing. After that,
It's 11 o'clock.
I will maybe put one comma over here. This is closed over here, and yeah, one comma over here, and then again I have to make one thing for it where I have to maybe put channel name and stuff. Okay, then here I have to put some of the channel name. Okay, channel name I have to put over here, and this is for validation. Okay. So now you can understand everything because I have given the channel name. So before the channel name, this was for training, and this much happened over inside training input data config. Now again we are inside input data config, but now the channel name is validation. So now the things are happening for the validation thing. Okay. So again, what I have to do over here is I have to give the data source. Okay. So let me copy this data source from here. Maybe I am not in a mood, or maybe to write it again, or maybe it will save some time for you. Yeah, of course, for you and me. So that's the data source. Okay, so let me do one thing. I will put it over here so that everything will be more uh, visually more pretty. Okay, just as three data source, and then one thing we have to maybe everything will be same. S3 data type, S3 prefix, S3 URIs, URIs will be same. Uh, but as this is for validation, so it will not go for input train because this was for training, so it went for input training. But this is for validation, okay? So it will go for input test, okay? Or we can say testing, no worries. So it will take it input test, okay? And everything maybe everything rest thing will be same, and then content type will be same, I guess. Yeah, content type will be same. After that the compression we are not compressing, yeah, so it will be same too. So again I am taking this thing, and again some enters to make thing more prettier. Yeah, that's the thing. This thing, and after this thing, I guess these two brackets are closing over there, and I have to remove it. Okay? So that's the thing. Uh, yeah. After that, again, uh, let's let's do some of the output configuration then, because we have taken the input. We have said like These are the we have to choose the training image, then we have to choose the pipe, then volume size we have given, instance type we have given, instance count we have given, training we have defined the input data configurations. Now input data configurations are up. Now we have to maybe jump to the output data configurations. Yeah, so it is very simple. See, if you will see how the pattern, like what is the pattern behind it. So it is very simple thing to do. Okay. Uh, so this is output data configurations. Let me put one enter over here. So these were the input data configuration. Now we are inside output data configurations. Okay. So for output data configurations, nothing much to do. Just some simple stuff. Okay. Some simple lines of code. Just S3 output. Then I guess there we use path, and that's all. Uh, that will go to output, maybe output path. And where is the output path? Then that's the output path. Okay, that's cancer detection output path. Going to sagemaker data mv. After that it is loading objects. Come on, cancer detection, inside going cancer detection inputs, and we will put some output over there, then that will be shown. Okay, so this is the output path. Okay, so we are giving this as the output path, and that's all I guess for this. Then we have to see input given, output given. After that, inside input configurations we have given like on which to train, on which to test. After that, we have given where to save the output, or where we are expecting to save the output to be. Maybe what is the what is the location where the output will live. Okay, then we have to define some of the hyperparameters. Okay, or we have to maybe specify them parameter METPRS hyperparameters. Okay, let me give it one enter so that it will look a bit prettier to you, and you will be able to relate more. And then the first thing, again the first thing is number of class. Okay, the number of classes. Then again we have to give the number of classes in the string format. Okay, so I will simply copy it from here, number of classes. Okay, so this will go into the string format, and after that maybe wait, number of classes. Then we have number of training samples, and in number of training samples what we can see, what we can give it is strings of the number of training samples. Now you don't, now don't ask me from where we are having all these things. We are having all these things from these hyperparameters, number of class, number of training samples. Okay, so from here we are taking all those things up here. Okay, in the hyperparameter section. Okay, so I guess this is clear to you. Now I will maybe go to number of layers. There will be number of layers. Okay, and then for number of layers we will see a string. So the everything there is a number, so we don't want it to be a number, we want it to be a string. Then we are typecasting it. Okay, in the fly we are making it maybe a string. Okay, and then we have mini batch size, then we have a string of mini batch size. We have defined all these hyperparameters up there. Okay, if you have any problem, then maybe you can come up over here and you can maybe see this. Okay, so this is the mini batch size. That's the thing. After that we have of course we have to tell it the image shape. Then we have to give it the image shape, and maybe wait, wait, maybe wait. just to make all things look prettier to you so that you can relate more. Okay, so this is the image shape, and then again image shape will go to image shape. Okay, and then after that we have sometime we have to tell augmentation type. Okay, we have to show it augmentation type, and that is again augmentation type. Okay, so you have to put it over here, and that's it. So this is augmentation type. Again, augmentation type is here. I'm telling you, augmentation type, that is crop color transform. I told you there is a class imbalance, so we will augment some of the images, and that's how we will tackle it. Epochs we have. So again, epochs was in number, so I'm giving it maybe some string values. Some typecasting you can see over here, which we have covered in Python section. Okay, this is typecasting. Then we have learning rate. And learning rate will be uh, learning rate will be learning rate, because we have defined all of these hyperparameters over here. Okay, so what you can do from here is, if you don't like these hyperparameters, you only have to maybe change these hyperparameters. Okay, likewise these will be changed. Otherwise you have to come to the to this main code, and you have to look for where to maybe upgrade things. Okay, so that's the learning rate. Maybe I will pause you for pause it for some time. Okay, so yeah, can you yeah, now I guess you can see it, and this is the learning rate we have defined, and we have given the learning rate to be this much, and we are taking this learning rate, as you know, from here. Okay, this is 0.01, so that's the learning rate, I guess. Okay, so now one more thing you have to define, and that after that maybe uh, we have done. Uh, so this is use pre-trained model. Pre-trained model. Okay. So in using pre-trained model, you have to maybe go for use pre-trained model again, because I have named it in such a way so that maybe you will not uh, get a lot of pain to maybe do everything. Okay. So use pre-trained model, that is one. I have explained you why I have written one over there. Okay. Now we will come to the maybe stopping conditions, and that's all. Okay, that's all. What will be the stopping conditions then? Stopping, because sometime what happens is code never ends. That's the problem. Execution never ends. So what you have to do, you have to specify some of the maybe you have to give some of the point where SageMaker will kill the process by itself. So I have given it maybe train timeout, or you can say train kill. It's totally upon you. If you want to maybe say uh, train kill, you can do that. If you don't want to say train kill, don't do that. And then this is the stopping criteria, and max runtime in seconds will be the train timeout. And yeah, what else? You have to close this thing. This thing you have to close over here, and I guess we are good to go now. Uh, or maybe to make it more pleasant, we can do it like this. Like this. Okay. So now you can see it is starting over here and ending over here. Okay. So Maybe this is the thing. This is the training parameters which we have defined. We have defined all these training parameters, and these all are for configuring built-in image classification of algorithm, and that too using the low-level AWS Python SDK. Okay. Now in the next session, maybe I will try to show you how to use the high-level AWS Python libs for it. Okay, and yeah, up till then, maybe I have to pause or stop this video, okay? Or I have to just I'm closing this session over here.